I published a video on YouTube every day for 30 days. And in this video, I want to explain why I did that and what it's done to my various accounts. And I'll go through a full behind the scenes view of what it's done for things like views and growth of accounts. Okay, so 30 days of YouTube content. Before I get into this, I've got to say I have the flu right now. And so I apologize for my terrible voice. But 30 days of YouTube content. The first question, why would I do this? And it is quite simple. It's to get better. Now, whenever I'm looking at a channel that I want to become better at, or an activity, whether it's something like copywriting, whether it's ad writing, whatever it might be, learning how to run ads, learning how a new channel works, the best thing that you can do is go into that and play with it every single day. And my thought was, right, so if I want to get better at YouTube, I think YouTube has a much better future for organic growth and also for paid growth. It's the only channel where there's really good overlap between the two, which if you've got questions about that, ask me in the comments. But essentially, if you can get good organic growth from YouTube, you can supercharge it with a bit of money behind it. Keeping it all on one channel, which makes things like retargeting audiences, go back, watch my video on spearfishing with dynamite. YouTube's perfect for that. And it's a really good channel for this kind of stuff. So really, I just published a video every day for 30 days to get better. Now you might be thinking, what kind of videos? These were all roughly 10 minutes in length. Some were up to 20 minutes, but most were like 10 minutes in length. And I published one of these every day to the channel at the times that was recommended by various softwares that this is the best time for me to purchase. And when we're talking about getting better, if you're talking about 1% per day, this was my goal. Like, how can I understand how to get better at YouTube and get 1% better every single day? Most people, what they'll do is they'll start YouTube and they'll publish and they'll go, this is stay. In 1 week, I'll publish again. In 1 week, I'll publish again. In 1 week, I'll publish again. So within a month, they will have 4 chances of improving YouTube. It's a slow feedback cycle. It's very difficult for them to create a system that helps them do this faster and better. And when you're publishing every day, 7 in the same time that they've done that 1% increase every day, it compounds, and over 30 days you don't get 30% better, you get around 35% better because it's compounding. Day 1 you get 1% better, day 2 you improve that by 1.1% because there's also the 1%. It compounds from there, so you actually get better and better. And that was my thought, right? Before I hire anybody to do anything, I want to go in and I want to understand at least the basics so that I can talk on a level with that VA that I hire, with that person that I hire, to say, hey, I'm not happy with this. How can we change that? What about this feature over here? This formatting isn't correct. And they can come back at me and tell me that I'm wrong because they have more experience. That's cool. But I want to be able to understand why things are happening and how to improve things. The only way I can do that is to be involved in this, even if it is only for 30 days of doing this every single day. And that was the basic goal. And that's my basic advice for most people. If you want to get good at a channel, an activity, an action, anything, do it every day for 30 days. If you're asking now, oh, Pete, will you be continuing to do daily YouTube videos? No. A lot of other things had to get put on the back burner because this was quite time intensive, and I'll explain why now. I still will be publishing, but maybe once, twice, 3 times a week maximum. And it won't be just doing it for 30 days. I started to run out of things to say. I felt like I was going over the same kind of stuff. And that's because I wasn't waiting until I had a really cool thing to share. I was just sharing because I was like, it's Monday, I've got to create some posts. But anyway, so yeah. Every day published around a 10-minute video, and this is what happened and what I learned. So let's jump into the actual YouTube analytics. And so you'll see here, this video will be day 30. So on this page, you get 30 of them, right? Yeah, 30. And so basically all of these are the new ones that I did. So 1 video per day for 30 days. All built, and all of the videos were talking about the one thing that I help my customers and clients with, and that is how to grow a better, more profitable growth model for their business. We use the ACA model when I help people build this, and basically what this is, a way to attract buyers at cost so that you can scale, and then effortlessly upsell them into high-ticket programs that are like 5, 10 to 50K. And so basically you can reach more people because you're not wasting money and you're getting people in very quickly through ads that pay for themselves, and then you upsell them. So it's all around that. So it might be different things around. So it was one that was just about, This is one of the things I wanted to talk about as well. So self-liquidating offers are on the front end. There's a lot about that. How to run ads, how to do email campaigns. Did it where we help them make 14 grand in 2 weeks. The express lane method where you don't just nurture people. There's all this kind of stuff. So it's all really good stuff. And generally, most of this has been pretty well received. Varying levels of success in terms of the reach, but you can see 100% likes. There's one that got 96% likes, but also massive views, which I'll talk about in a second. Let's go through the stats of this. So you can see this is the last 28 days. Generally, it is an increasing trend line. We've got that nice slow curve up. And if we were to take the average of all of this every day, it would be a nice slowly increasing. So things are growing. There's a couple of outsized big wins here. And you can see that from here, I actually also started adding shorts into the mix, which I'll talk about later of how to repurpose this content, because that was a big part of this. Watch time has gone up, basically more views, more watch time, more subscribers. And you can see here, pretty much a subscriber every day. One day where I lost one or 2 days where we got none. But generally, growth is happening and things are moving forward. Current subscriber count, 267, minus 48 is what we started at. So you're looking at 219, would that be? Don't judge me today. My brain's not working so good. Top content in this period was by far this one. And that's what I wanted to go through. Basically, when it comes to the actual content, this is going to be of no surprise to anybody. What I found works best is an almost clickbait open loop headline. Something that makes a person think, what is that? What is the answer? So you open that curiosity loop. For them to close that curiosity loop, they have to go and watch the video. Humans are naturally inquisitive and curious. If you say, oh, here's the secret thing, they're like, what is the secret thing? Okay, so that has to then be closed, and they do that by watching the video. The other thing was branding of the thumbnails, and what I found works best, simple, very short copy that reinforces the headline and also has a picture of me. And the reason that I wanted to have a picture of me is that this is my personal channel. It needs to be personally branded. Also, people trust people. If I'm there front and center, it seems a bit more trustworthy than these crappy mock-ups that some people do. And essentially, that was the thought behind this. And so you can see actually based on, let's go further down, my old thumbnails, I tried some of this stuff in the past. It didn't really work. And just very simple, using templates that other people have found to work well. Big claim in the thumbnail and a headline that sparks curiosity. Now, the very best one that I had was this one here. And the reason I think that this worked is for two things. One, cold outreach is massive right now, especially on YouTube. There's lots of young fellas out there who are really pushing the idea of growing your own social media marketing agency, and their whole thing is just DM a bajillion people on Instagram or whatever every single day. Yeah, they just want you to DM as many people as possible. And so my strategy here, I talk about, this is spearfishing with dynamite. And basically, you can have something, put $5 a day behind it, reach a massive audience and retarget those people, depending on the platform, very directly to get sales. You bring in more qualified people. You don't have to do cold DMs because then it's warm DMs. I got some hate in the comments on this. I don't really care. Negative comments are comments, like feed the algo. I don't care. Come in and call me all sorts of names. Just engage. But the reason I think that this one did well is because it's about cold outreach, which is a massive talking point. Lots of young people who want to start businesses are talking about this. And for me to be like, no, it's terrible in the headline, it's like a really hardline, controversial approach compared to what a lot of other people in the space are saying. And so that grabs attention. And then this makes it seem really easy. The $5 a day strategy that ends cold outreach forever. Most people hate doing cold outreach. I don't know anybody who enjoys it. So essentially, headline and thumbnail, this one, if I was going to replicate this, would be controversial headline to really get people to be like, what's this guy talking about? And then make it seem easy, and controversial solution that they're not thinking about. So controversial, big attention grabber headline, make it seem easy, thumbnail, make it seem easy in the headline. That seems to have done well. 1,037, if we look at the analytics for this, it just shot up so quickly as well. There we go, and then it petered out. But also, most of my subscribers came from this. Decent watch time. Now, the other reason that I used YouTube over other things is, yes, YouTube is great for organic content. A lot of people are now defaulting to YouTube to find the answers to problems. And if you can create good evergreen content, that should provide visibility, reach, and potentially traffic for weeks, months, years to come. I used to do this a lot with blog traffic and a blog post. I've had one single blog post drive multiple six figures in revenue over 2 or 3 years, all from one blog post. And I know that because when I jump on calls with people, they're like, oh, I found you from this blog post that you did. And my wife thinks it's hilarious because that one just keeps still, like about a month ago, I had somebody reach out to me and I wrote that post like 5 years ago. It's crazy. But the other reason I wanted to do YouTube is because it's video focused, and I feel like video is really good for 2 reasons. The first reason I find video so effective is that there is a level of trust, okay? Now, it's really good. There's all these people at the minute, you see all these ads and they're talking about grow a faceless YouTube channel, and you're basing monetization then on ad monetization. You need to maintain a certain level of views and all of this stuff, and faceless YouTube channels. Those channels don't really sell anything. And I don't like that because then I'm fully reliant on YouTube to keep sending me traffic. If I want to build trust to take people away from YouTube and sell them products directly, where then I get to control that relationship, what I need is trust. One of the most effective ways is not to be faceless, to not hide behind text, to not hide behind just faceless emails and just a byline at the bottom. It's to put your face front and center. And YouTube and videos are one of the best things for this, and it really builds that trust. The other thing that I think YouTube and video is really great for is you can have one YouTube video, and this is what I've been doing and what I'll show you in a second, and one YouTube video, and if it's 10 minutes, let's just call it 10 minutes, out of this, I will create multiple things, right? I'll create first 10 short videos. I'll then also create 10 social posts. And these are written text-based social posts. And 10 short videos will be published to YouTube, to Insta, to LinkedIn, to Facebook. I think that's all I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's all of them. The 10 written social posts, and we'll just call this text, can then be published across. You can do them on YouTube in the community tab. There you can do posts, but really what these are really good on is LinkedIn, Facebook. Okay, and so you can then publish multiple times per day. So if you then have one 10-minute video per week, let's say that you publish on a Monday, you can then for the next 10 days talk about that same thing across all of these channels with literally no extra work. I created a couple of custom AI agents for my private community, and basically those AI agents will help you create the shorts and the text in minutes. You just feed it the transcript. Now, I don't have an issue with AI creating this kind of stuff because it's pulling from me, my insights, my opinions, my raw text. It's not creating anything from scratch. It's just reformatting it into post formats and templates that work well on those platforms. And so basically, one 10-minute video can easily become 10 shorts, 10 social posts. And if you were to not publish one video, one text post every day, this is 20 days worth of content, 21 if you include this over here, because I also republish this to TikTok, Insta, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So one video can create 21 days of daily content across various social channels. And that is helping me increase the reach, because there's this whole concept, and I did a video on this in the 30 days of omnipresent marketing. And there are certain people who it seems like every time that you're online, every time you're searching for a problem, they're always there. And that builds trust because it's like, oh, that's the whatever person. They're the person who's always talking about this problem. When I have that problem, that's the first person I think of. So that's what I essentially try to do. And let's see what those stats look like. Okay, so we'll start with LinkedIn because this is like my secondary one. See, general, do you know what I mean? So here you can see that an increase in 145% of impressions over the last 28 days. And that's just from me republishing this stuff. I've reached 90, like almost double the number of people. Impressions have gone up 2.5. Most of the things on LinkedIn aren't doing great in terms of individual. 398 impressions isn't huge, but essentially these 9 people here who have engaged, if I was looking to create some sort of dialogue with them to then propose my services, these guys have already created some sort of engagement with me that shows that they're interested. So I'm not cold DMing them, I'm warm DMing them. I'm saying, hey, thanks so much about liking this post about entrepreneurs. Would love to know a bit more about your business, and I can segue that into a sales conversation. That's the spearfishing techniques that we teach. But essentially, it's like waiting for that warm digital hand raise and then following up with them. And by doing this, I'm basically increasing the chances that I have these opportunities. So I could just go after these 9 people, all of these comments, all of this stuff, right? So it's going up. The other thing, let's see if engagements have increased. Oh, that's pretty telling, isn't it? The engagements. And so 186 engagements over the past 28 days. So these are the people that I could then follow up with. right? Spearfishing method, wait until the person engages and they say, hey, that's a cool thing, that's really interesting, and I can DM them and say, thanks so much for engaging with the post. I'd love to know what you found interesting about it. Yeah, this is what we teach. We just helped somebody make 14 grand in 2 weeks. Would you be interested in learning more? Yeah, I would. All right, book a consultation here. And then we're into a sales conversation. And I have 186 of those, whereas prior to this, which would probably be around here, it was basically nothing. And this is, as you can see here, the trend line is slowly increasing. So if I keep up with this, this should be a really good way for me to keep giving myself opportunities. Have a look at Facebook and Instagram. So let's do Facebook first. Publishing these to a Facebook page. I'm actually going to start publishing these to my personal profile and start engaging with people a bit more, because pages get no reach. And yet still, you can see the views over the February, so 30 days, it'd be about 28, yeah. From non-followers has gone down, from followers has gone up. We're still reaching, and you can see there was barely anything before. I don't know why it's saying that the reach has gone down. From what period is this versus January to February? Okay. Oh, this will be taken into account my ads. And I was running more ads in January, which is frustrating that they include all of that. Either way, again, all of these engagements, these little hearts, these are people that I can then DM and say, hey, glad you liked it. And that's the spearfishing approach. Instagram is just up across the board. And all I'm doing is creating these very simple shorts like this that are going out across it. And if you want to see an example of the kind of post I'm putting on Facebook, let's go back to me. I'm just having AI reformat my thoughts into this kind of stuff, right? Oh, very simple stuff and different formats. The custom AIs that I've built for this are, I know they do it in different formats, but you can see all of these people I can follow up with to see if they want to buy. There's a couple of current customers in there as well. Very simple stuff. And I'm publishing this 2-3 times a day. Instagram, up across the board. And then TikTok as well. If you look, basically nothing before. And in the last 28 days, plus 17,500 views, 23,000 views. And every day we're getting anywhere between, 1,500, 1,000. So we're probably averaging around 1,700 a day. Likes as well, all are increasing. Comments are up. Yeah, I'm not tracking conversion from there. Followers are up. All of this. So in all, I would say that this has been a reasonably successful test. I feel like I've got better at YouTube, but the real thing is not that I should be focusing only on YouTube. YouTube is the primary channel, and I'm a full believer that when you're trying to grow something, a business, focus on one channel, grow that one channel, get results from that one channel first, and then you can start spreading out to others. However, thanks to AI and things, what I can do is I can focus on one channel, which is YouTube, and I can take that content and be present on other channels. The whole process for me to script, record, edit a video, create shorts and create social posts can be done now, because I've been doing this for 30 days and I have a good system, 60 minutes. I record these in one shot. I go in, it takes me 10-15 minutes to edit these because I'll fluff my lines and I'll just say, get rid of this. And then from there, what I can do is just have AI quickly cut these out, and then I just throw it into a social media scheduler. Really simple, keeps me present on all of these things. And this has already brought in the last 30 days about 4 inbound leads who are highly qualified because they've seen my stuff. And this is just the start of it. Obviously, it was much slower at the beginning, and things are picking up as time goes by. We saw the trends are all slowly increasing. So if I can keep this going, 4 inbound leads every month should become 8, should become 16, should become 32, 64, and so on. So I guess the moral of the story here is, if you want to get better at one particular thing to grow your business, just do that thing for 30 days, every fucking day. Turn up, do the thing, understand how it works, tweak it based on what's working well, what's working not. Try and analyze why it's working so you can do more of it, why it's not working so you can do less of that. And then try and repurpose video across as many different channels as possible. Video is the most flexible. You can cut it into shorter videos, audio, text. If you want help doing this, there's some links in the description below where you can join me and I can help you set this kind of system up in your business. But yeah, this has been a fun experiment. I'm going to keep going with YouTube, but maybe not every day at the minute because it's been a busy month. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.